The Emmy goes to Inside Amy Schumer.
The Primetime Emmy Award winner, Golden Globe and Grammy Awards nomination, Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People. This is a story of Comedy Central series, Inside Amy Schumer, creator and star cast, Amy Schumer. The stand-up comedian and actress became the New York Times non-fiction bestseller back in 2016 for her humorous autobiography, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo. Amy is also a social activist who raised her voice against gun control laws, gender inequality, and sexuality. She has posed topless for a photo audition to defy the body-shaming issues for fat women. Schumer has been praised for using humor to address a number of social issues. Amy has established herself in the entertainment industry quite well, and has nearly 20 million followers across social media. But why the comedian is followed by so much hates and dislikes? Not only that, the internet labeled her as a plagiarist, and there are plenty of allegations against Amy for stealing jokes time and again. Do you agree that Amy Schumer is a joke stealer, not a comedian? Today, let's uncover the real reason everyone wants Amy Schumer to be the baddest girl of the comedy world. Is Amy Schumer the worst comedian, and why the comedian is battered every now and then? But first, let's get to know how Amy Schumer rose to prominence as a comedian. Seriously though, where did Amy Schumer come from? How did she get a career as a comedian? Here we go! Amy Schumer has most likely been performing since day one, but she first realized she was hilarious at the age of 5. She portrayed the role of Gretel during a performance of The Sound of Music. Then, we first felt her presence in 1992, when she was an extra in the Disney live-action musical Newsies, portraying a baby-faced Christian Bale. But it wasn't until 12 years after that, till Amy first tried her luck in stand-up comedy.
Tonight, I finally just slept with my high school crush. Right? Thank you!
It was on the 1st of June 2004, when she did her first ever set at Gotham Comedy Club, and 3 years later, in 2007, Amy was appearing on season 5 of Last Comic Standing, where she placed 4th overall. She was pretty sure her appearance on the show was going to be her big break, but it wasn't. Oopsie. Schumer, who was never one to sit around and wait to be noticed, kept herself busy with cameos in movie and TV shows, a comedy album, and her own Comedy Central special, while most of us continued to walk around with our heads in the sand about how ridiculously talented she was.
Pretty. Wait, that's me. Yes. I'm beautiful!
Then, finally in 2012, Amy did the thing that brought her to most of our attention, started writing a sketch show. You see, Amy Schumer has such a distinct, unapologetic voice that there weren't many opportunities to showcase it, so she created her own. She pitched Inside Amy Schumer to Comedy Central as a series of vignettes, starring a heightened version of herself tied together with her own stand-up throughout. And lucky for us, people wisely bought it, and had been admiring it and Amy ever since. So, what's the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is never give up, never stop. And Amy Schumer is a hero. We have to thank Amy for everything. Thank you, Amy Schumer. Cheers to many more years of jokes about sex stuff.
Thank you. I love it. All the whores are in the front. This is the best.
Okay, that was Amy's journey to stardom. As we all know, half of the internet hates her, but how did it start? First, let's be clear that hate for Amy comes from every direction. Just look here, from Reddit to Quora. But, as per one Quora post, it all started back in 2011, when Amy was still a rising star in the comedy world, when she appeared as a roaster on the Comedy Central roast of Charlie Sheen. She made this joke about Ryan Dunn dying in a car crash at the expense of his good friend, Steve-O. The joke alluded to how much better it would have been if it were Steve-O and not Dunn who died in the crash. Jackass fans went after her, and the Amy Schumer hate began.
And Steve-O is here. Steve-O, great try. Steve-O! But I truly am, no joke, sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it? Thank you.
That might be true, right? So, that was a time when people couldn't even open their browser without unintentionally seeing someone hate on Amy Schumer. The 41-year-old controversial stand-up comedian was even rumored to be the reason why there is no star rating on Netflix. We all might be clear that Amy Schumer has time and again relied on graphic sexual imagery as the basis of her stand-up routine, right? Amy fans claim her to be this incredible comedian, but it is said that one of the major problems that have come to light concerns her time-delivered comedy. For the record, it is a well-known fact that Schumer makes use of unflinching sexual annotations and self-deprecation in her stints. One source tells, but how much is too much? Some folks find the deliberate candor in her performance a bit too uncomfortable. Well, move along if talking openly about reproductive part makes you squirm in your seat. Not all genres of comedy are suited to everybody's liking or taste. It would have been preferable if the issue was laid at rest right there. But, upon revisiting some of her other stand-up performances and appearances at talk shows, the content was unoriginal at best. The comedy was repetitive, and any heckling from the audience would resort to reducing the narrative to misogyny on the heckler's part. What do you think of this? Let us know in the comments. Now here we have the more heated topic over Amy Schumer allegedly stealing jokes from other established comedians. Apparently, allegations have been circulating through the air since the Oscars 2022. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock at the Academy Award was not only the breaking news. There have been rumors that the comedian was snitching the joke she made about the Titanic star, Leonardo Dicaprio, during her speech at the awards ceremony. She poked fun at Dicaprio's dating life while mentioning, "Don't look up."
Leonardo DiCaprio, what can I even say about him? He's done so much to fight climate change and leave behind a cleaner, greener planet for his girlfriends.
As the public were offended, Leonardo on the other hand wasn't. In fact, there are headlines stating, Amy Schumer says Leonardo DiCaprio, 47, told her to go ahead with Oscar's joke about his younger girlfriends, and that he and Camila Morrone, 24, didn't care. Amy Schumer says she reached out to Leonardo DiCaprio before Oscar's joke, got death threats over Kirsten Dunst bit. And yes, talking about actress Kirsten Dunst, the public was more than offended when Amy made a scripted joke by calling actress Kirsten Dunst a seat filler. And she received death threats for that. Back to Leonardo and Amy Schumer. Yup, Amy denied the rumors of stealing DiCaprio joke in Oscars. And she considers she doesn't need to steal. And what's more, what's interesting is that Amy took a polygraph test with Vanity Fair in April of this year.
Have you ever taken a polygraph test before?
No.
She was asked,
Coming up with new material is difficult. Have you ever stolen a joke?
guess what she answered?
No.
Yes, she's telling the truth.
Okay, even though Amy said what she said, one comment from that video says, there has been tons of evidence and examples to prove that she steals jokes. This is why courts do not use polygraphs as evidence. Well, yes, there has been tons of evidence and examples to prove that Amy steals jokes. For example,
You ever black out when you're drinking, or as I call it, time travel? Yeah.
Has anyone ever blacked out and been awake when they've come out of it? Thank you, sister. It's kind of cool because you're a time traveler. You're just like back in your body, like.
Like it. I like it when a girl tells me where to come. Don't like it when a girl tells me when to come. Hey. Instead of doing that, why don't you just tell us where? It's make us feel better, especially if you're aggressive about it. I like when a girl goes, wow, come in my face!
My boyfriend usually comes in me. He usually comes in me, but sometimes you want to mix it up, right? You gotta have fun. We'll be having sex, and then he'll ask my favorite question, where should I come?
here's another one.
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
All right, did somebody help you with this?
Yeah, she's right over... Oh, she's not there.
Did someone help you today?
Yeah,
Who was it?
You know, I don't see him.
Oh, that's okay.
And, just like these, there is numerous proof of Amy Schumer stealing jokes. So, do all these videos prove that Amy Schumer is a joke stealer and not a comedian? Let us know what you think in the comments. Since Amy Schumer is so hated, does it ever make you wonder if she actually has friends? Yup, she does have some really sweet friends.
Not a celebrity, he's just a regular, normal, poor person like Selena.
We just saw Selena. It is known that Gomez has been a fan of Schumer's since before they even met. In 2015, Gomez presented Schumer with the Hollywood Comedy Award at the Hollywood Film Awards, saying that she was inspired by the comedian. Schumer, in turn, called Gomez amazing. A few days later, they hung out at the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, which Schumer hosted. Then, Selena also appeared in Schumer's Comedy Central sketch series, Season 4, Episode 6, appropriately titled Fame.
Like you. I still wash my own legs. I still do my own masturbating. Thank you. Selena, am I saying that right?
Masturbating or...
Amy mocks her recent rise to prominence in the sketch, hosting a talk show down to earth. Amy goes on with her own style as Gomez plays herself, the singer for the show's band, who is constantly insulted by Schumer. Well, we hope Amy Schumer and Selena Gomez are on good terms. Next, we have Amy's best friend, Jennifer Lawrence. Well, we all might be aware of the fact that Amy was throwing all-in fun jokes left and right at everyone, from Timothée Chalamet to Will Smith at the Oscars. But it was a barb about Jennifer Lawrence that has fans fuming. However, Schumer's joke was about Lawrence's pregnancy, but fans took it as a body-shaming attack on the actress's weight. Later, it was known that Amy Schumer and Jennifer are besties. So, the actresses first met back in 2015 and quickly became friends. It started after Lawrence emailed Amy after she saw Trainwreck. She had emailed, "I don't know where to get started. I guess I should just say it, I'm in love with you." Then, the two started emailing, and email turned into texting. The actresses have been close for years, each attending the other's wedding. They've also worked together writing movie scripts, stood up for the rights of others, advocate, and many more. After all, Amy and Jennifer are really great. Lastly, diving into Schumer's personal life. Schumer is married to chef and farmer, Chris Fisher. The pair walked down the aisle on February 13, 2018, and has been together ever since. Together they have one child, Jean, born on May 5, 2019. Fun fact, Schumer kept her son's middle name Attell in honor of comedian Dave Attell, but later changed it to David, after realizing that Jean Attell sounded like genital. And, talking about Amy Schumer weight loss surgery, Schumer actually got a liposuction. She chose to undergo liposuction after reaching a point where she was tired of looking at herself in the mirror. The comedian went public with a decision to have the fat removal procedure in January, after she had her uterus and appendix removed in September 2021 to treat endometriosis. So, how rich is Amy Schumer? The 41-year-old comedian holds an estimated net worth of $45 million as per one source. Like most people with truckloads of money, Amy has also purchased some swanky homes over the years. In 2016, she purchased a 5-bedroom penthouse apartment in NYC for $12.15 million, and in May of this year, she listed it for $15 million. Why list a penthouse apartment in New York City? Probably in April 2022, she purchased an ocean view mansion in Montecito, California. Despite all the hatred, Schumer's career is going great. Net worth, $45 million? Pretty impressive, right? With that, we've come to the end of this video. What do you think of Amy Schumer? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and press the bell icon for exciting updates.